Most people never question when they walk, but the timing of your walk changes everything completely. The same 30-minute walk done before eating triggers entirely different biological responses than after eating. Your hormones shift, your fuel sources change, and your metabolic health responds in surprising, unexpected ways. This is not about working harder or pushing yourself through exhausting routines that drain you daily. This is about one small timing decision that quietly reshapes how your body burns stored fat. It also controls your blood sugar in ways most people never realize or even consider seriously. Before your first meal, your body is already operating in a very specific, powerful hormonal state. Insulin levels are low after an overnight fast, and your body is primed to burn fat. The moment you begin walking, your muscles immediately send a signal demanding energy from stored reserves. Your body responds by activating an enzyme called hormone-sensitive lipase, which unlocks fat cells quickly. That enzyme releases fatty acids directly into your bloodstream, where your working muscles can immediately use them. Those fatty acids travel to your mitochondria, which burn them to produce clean and reliable energy. This is not just about burning a few extra calories during the walk itself alone. The deeper value is what your body learns and adapts to over consistent weeks and months. Each time you walk before eating, your mitochondria become more efficient at burning stored fat reliably. The number of mitochondria in your muscle cells actually increases over time through consistent daily practice. Scientists call this growing ability metabolic flexibility, and it quietly reshapes how your entire body functions. Metabolic flexibility means your body switches smoothly between burning carbohydrates and burning fat as needed. A metabolically flexible body stores less excess fat and maintains steadier energy throughout the entire day. Energy crashes in the afternoon, unexplained hunger before lunch, and brain fog after meals gradually disappear. Your brain benefits too, receiving a steadier fuel supply through fatty acids and mild ketone production. Many people feel sharper, lighter, and more mentally clear after consistent fasted morning walks each day. The biology explains exactly why that mental clarity happens, and it is never a coincidence at all. But here is where a critical misunderstanding causes many people to ruin this powerful tool completely. Fasted walking is not a challenge to conquer or a willpower test disguised as health advice. Turning it into intense running or long, exhausting sessions completely destroys the intended metabolic benefit entirely. When cortisol rises too high from excessive intensity, your body conserves fat as a protective response. This explains why fasted exercise feels amazing for some, yet leaves many others feeling completely drained. The key is keeping intensity genuinely low, a comfortable conversational pace for 15 to 20 minutes. At this gentle intensity, cortisol rises only slightly, assisting energy without triggering a defensive stress response. Your body senses movement without sensing danger, and metabolic adaptation quietly follows without any extreme effort. Think of fasted walking as a gentle conversation with your biology, not a command you force. You are simply telling your body to use stored energy wisely, and it responds intelligently back. Now let us look at what happens after your meal, because this is where science surprises everyone. The moment you finish eating, your body may look calm, but internally, a dramatic event unfolds. Carbohydrates from your meal are rapidly broken down into glucose, flooding your bloodstream at surprising speed. Within 30 to 60 minutes of eating, blood sugar in many people rises dangerously to over 180. That sharp rise is not harmless background biology happening somewhere you will never notice or feel. Every significant blood sugar spike triggers oxidative stress, low-grade inflammation, and real blood vessel damage. This vascular damage accumulates silently over years, contributing to cardiovascular disease even in healthy-seeming people. The problem is not glucose itself, because glucose is essential fuel your body absolutely needs always. The problem is the speed at which it enters your bloodstream when your muscles stay completely inactive. Your muscles are the largest glucose-consuming tissue in your entire body after every single meal, But when you remain seated, your muscles have almost no energy demand and respond very sluggishly. The pancreas then works harder, releasing more insulin, trying to push glucose into cells not listening. Blood sugar stays dangerously elevated for longer, and your metabolic system absorbs significant unnecessary stress repeatedly. Now here is where one simple 10-minute decision completely changes the entire biological outcome for you. The moment you stand up and begin walking gently after eating, something remarkable activates inside you. Each muscle contraction switches on a pathway called AMP, which is your cell's internal energy sensor. Once AMP activates, it rapidly moves special glucose transporters called GLUT4 to your cell surface immediately. These transporters act like wide-open gates, pulling glucose directly out of your bloodstream into muscles. Your blood sugar drops smoothly and naturally, and your pancreas relaxes without producing excessive insulin anymore. The entire post-meal metabolic storm is quietly prevented before it even starts causing you harm. A study showed that just 10 minutes of walking after eating controlled blood sugar more effectively. It outperformed 30 minutes of walking done later, and the reason is biologically decisive and clear. If you wait 30 minutes before walking, the glucose spike has already formed and peaked silently. Walking at that point only helps clean up damage that has already been quietly done inside. But when you walk immediately after eating, you intercept glucose at the exact moment it arrives. You prevent the spike from forming rather than reacting to damage that has already silently occurred. Participants in this research showed dramatically lower peak blood glucose and a significantly smoother blood sugar curve. They also reported feeling more comfortable, less fatigued, and experienced zero gastrointestinal discomfort moving gently afterward. This directly challenges one of the most widespread health myths most people grew up hearing everywhere. The belief that you must sit still after eating to avoid stomach pain is simply wrong. Modern research consistently shows the opposite, and gentle movement after meals actively supports healthy digestion naturally. Your digestive system does not shut down when you walk slowly and gently after a meal. It actually enters a more active and efficient phase that helps everything move more smoothly along. Light walking stimulates intestinal peristalsis, the wave-like muscle contractions that propel food forward through your gut. When peristalsis functions smoothly, food does not stagnate, gas does not accumulate, and bloating decreases significantly. That heavy, sluggish sensation most people blame entirely on food is frequently just from prolonged sitting. 10 minutes of gentle movement allows gas to move efficiently and digestion to proceed completely normally. The critical word here is gentle, and it truly cannot be emphasized or repeated enough for you. Vigorous exercise after eating temporarily diverts blood flow away from digestive organs toward your working muscles. That diversion genuinely can cause real discomfort and explains why intense post-meal exercise feels terrible. But slow, relaxed walking at a pace where you can hold a conversation causes absolutely no conflict. Your circulation remains sufficient for both smooth digestion and comfortable, gentle muscular activity at the same time. Many people find that after making this small habit consistent, afternoon heaviness simply stops appearing completely. Mental clarity improves noticeably in ways that feel genuinely different from any caffeine experience you know. Energy stabilizes throughout the day, and the desire to collapse on the couch naturally begins diminishing. These are not placebo effects driven by optimism, but measurable improvements in real biological glucose handling. When post-meal walking becomes a genuine daily routine, your body adapts at a much deeper level. Muscle cells become progressively more insulin sensitive, meaning receptors work more efficiently with far less insulin required. Long-term blood sugar control, measured by HbA1c, begins improving in meaningful and medically significant ways consistently. A 10-minute walk after every meal quietly protects your heart, brain, and blood vessels daily. Not every person responds identically to these strategies because biology is deeply personal and shaped by context. Fasted walking is powerful, but certain groups should approach it cautiously without proper medical guidance first. Pregnant or breastfeeding women have significantly increased glucose stability needs that make prolonged fasting potentially harmful. People with a history of eating disorders should be cautious, as fasted exercise can trigger harmful patterns. Those with type 1 diabetes face unpredictable hypoglycemia risk during fasted movement, requiring careful medical supervision always. People experiencing adrenal dysfunction or chronic fatigue may find cortisol rises excessively during fasted morning walking. In those situations, the body reads fasted walking not as a benefit, but as another threatening stressor. This does not mean movement is wrong for these individuals, but timing and intensity must change accordingly. Post-meal walking, in contrast, is broadly suitable for almost everyone across all ages and health backgrounds. It is gentle by design, creates no energy deficits, and does not provoke significant stress responses. Even complete beginners managing metabolic conditions find a 10-minute post-meal walk genuinely safe daily. The most important question is not which approach is scientifically superior in research papers or health podcasts. The most important question is simply this: which approach honestly fits my body and current energy levels? Biology does not operate according to rigid universal rules that apply identically to every human being. A strategy is only truly beneficial when your body perceives genuine safety and freedom to adapt naturally. Think of movement not as a prescription to follow obediently, but as a daily conversation with yourself. If fasted morning walking brings you clarity, lightness, and stable energy, it is likely working well for you. If it consistently leaves you feeling shaky, anxious, or exhausted, that feedback is important information worth hearing. With post-meal walking, simplicity itself is the greatest advantage because the barrier is almost non-existent. You do not need special equipment, gym memberships, athletic clothing, or any structured fitness plan whatsoever. You only need 10 minutes, comfortable shoes, and the willingness to stand up and move gently forward. Walk slowly around your home, or take a gentle stroll around your neighborhood after finishing your meal. Pace softly while listening to music or talking on your phone, and that is genuinely enough, always. Those 10 minutes catch glucose as it enters circulation and signal your muscles that energy is needed. They protect your blood vessels from damage and reduce the insulin burden on your overworked pancreas consistently. As for walking before breakfast, approach it as an intelligent, available option, not a mandatory daily obligation. If you wake feeling genuinely rested, calm, and physically ready, a gentle 15 to 20-minute walk helps. It meaningfully supports fat oxidation and builds metabolic flexibility throughout the remainder of your entire day ahead. But if you wake exhausted, emotionally stressed, or anxious on an empty stomach, simply skip it today. There is absolutely no metabolic reward for forcing yourself through discomfort while your body is already depleted. Biology does not respond to willpower or motivational self-talk in the way most people believe. It responds to appropriate, well-timed signals delivered in a safe and calm internal environment consistently. The entire philosophy here can be reduced to two simple but profoundly important words going forward. Cooperate, do not fight. Your body is extraordinarily intelligent and functions best when you work with it. Now, let us understand why 30 minutes of daily walking represents such a meaningful biological threshold overall. Many people reasonably wonder whether 10 or 15 minutes of walking daily is sufficient for meaningful outcomes. The answer lies in understanding how your body transitions between different fuel sources as walk duration increases. During the first 10 to 15 minutes of walking, your body primarily burns glucose for quick energy. Insulin is still exerting significant influence during this early phase, especially when glycogen stores remain well stocked. This initial phase is genuinely valuable for your cardiovascular health, but has not yet reached peak fat burning. Around 20 to 30 minutes into your walk, a critical metabolic shift quietly begins inside your body. Insulin levels drop and stabilize, while counter-regulatory hormones like glucagon and adrenaline begin taking metabolic control. These hormones signal your body clearly. It is now time to draw energy from stored fat reserves. Simultaneously, your oxygen consumption reaches a steady state, which matters because fat oxidation requires sustained oxygen delivery. With consistent oxygen delivery to working muscles, your mitochondria can now burn fatty acids efficiently and sustainably. Inside fat cells, triglycerides are broken down into free fatty acids, entering your bloodstream to fuel muscles. An important clarification that surprises many people: fat cells do not disappear when you lose body fat. They simply shrink as their stored triglyceride content is gradually depleted through consistent, regular daily physical activity. This is precisely why consistent daily walking produces a leaner, more metabolically healthy body without muscle loss. The cellular change happening inside you is real, measurable, and represents true biological adaptation, building over time. After several weeks of consistent 30-minute daily walks, your body enters fat oxidation mode progressively earlier. This earlier metabolic shift is a clear and measurable sign of genuinely improving metabolic flexibility inside you. So 30 minutes is not an arbitrary number chosen without scientific justification or meaningful biological reasoning behind it. It is the point where your body transitions from burning what is easy to burning what is stored. 10 minutes after meals remains profoundly powerful for immediate blood sugar control and blood vessel protection daily. But if your goal includes long-term fat reduction and mitochondrial strengthening, 30 minutes becomes your meaningful foundation. Beyond fat loss, the benefits from consistent 30-minute daily walks extend far deeper than most people expect. After roughly 30 minutes of sustained rhythmic walking, your brain significantly increases serotonin and dopamine production naturally. This is not a sharp artificial stimulant effect like caffeine that crashes and leaves you feeling worse afterward.
It is a smooth, sustained mental clarity that genuinely reduces irritability and improves your emotional resilience consistently. Your brain also increases production of BDNF, which scientists describe as biological fertilizer for your neural connections. BDNF actively supports formation of new neural connections and protects existing neurons from age-related decline effectively. It meaningfully enhances both memory and learning capacity in ways no supplement currently available can reliably replicate. Consistently elevated BDNF levels are strongly associated with significantly lower risk of cognitive decline as you age. On a deeper systemic level, daily walking consistently reduces chronic inflammation, which silently underlies so many serious diseases. Gentle, sustained movement lowers inflammatory cytokines circulating in your bloodstream and improves your blood vessel lining function. You may never directly feel inflammation decreasing, but you will feel it through steadier, more reliable daily energy. Improved recovery, less joint stiffness, and a quiet sense of physical ease begin building naturally inside you daily. Your cardiovascular system strengthens gradually as your heart becomes more efficient at pumping blood with progressively less effort. These are not dramatic overnight transformations, but the quiet compounding rewards of showing up consistently without forcing anything. Walking is perhaps the most underestimated health intervention available to every single human being alive on Earth. It requires no prescription, no expensive equipment, no gym membership, and no special athletic ability whatsoever. It is available to almost every person, regardless of age, fitness level, income, or existing health background.
The science behind it is deep, validated, and growing more compelling with every new study published today. Most people overlook it completely, searching for something more complex, more dramatic, or more visually impressive instead. The truth is that the most powerful metabolic tools available to you are often the simplest ones. Timing your walk thoughtfully, whether before your first meal or gently after eating, changes your internal biology. It shifts your hormones, trains your mitochondria, protects your blood vessels, and supports your long-term health. It does all of this without requiring you to suffer, push through pain, or override your body. Start with one meal today. Stand up when you finish eating and walk gently for just 10 minutes. Do not think about pace, distance, or calories burned on any device or fitness tracker you own. Just move slowly, breathe comfortably, and let your biology do the quiet, intelligent work it was designed for. That single small decision, repeated consistently over days and weeks, begins changing your metabolic health profoundly from within. Your body is not your enemy, and it is not broken or working against your health goals. It is an intelligent, adaptive system that responds beautifully to the right signals delivered at the right time. Give it gentle movement after meals, and give it a calm, fasted walk when you genuinely feel ready. Give it consistency over intensity, cooperation over force, and patience over the demand for immediate, dramatic results always. That is the entire secret, and it was never complicated or hidden from you at all.